Thank you so much for inviting me and having me on your channel. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Sudip, he is a motivational speaker, corporate trainer with several years of experience. Personally, I have seen him talking and giving a session. I was quite impressed.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure meeting you again and being on your channel for your audience. Thank you, sir. Seattle Fish Market. So there is a place in the United States called Seattle. So people go there not to just to buy fish anymore. They go to Seattle Fish Market to for tourism. So if you have noticed our fish markets, if you have gone in any other country, you will see that there is lot of commotion, there is smelling, there is lot of noise, etc. But in the Seattle fish market, the way they sell the fish is, through happiness. And whoever customers come, they also like that environment. So they have converted that negative environment into a positive environment, and that has become a global tourist destination because of that. So it is possible, sir, to convert my energy from negative to positive, my mood from negative to positive.
Ultimately, they sell fish or they sell happiness.
Actually, that's another good question, sir. In customer service, we say we don't sell products, we sell happiness. Like if you see any company, any successful organization, like if you buy, suppose you are buying a Woodland shoes. If you have noticed the advertisement, you will see that it sells adventure, not just shoes. So if you look at any product like luxury products, they don't sell like just the product, they sell you an experience. Similarly, in the fish market I am talking about, they do sell fish, but it's not transactional. So they sell happiness with that fish, right? The experience. So that is the happiness index, sir. Look at Thomas Edison. How many times he tried to make that bulb? Like he's a great example, because you talk about criticism, you talk about negative talks, you talk about all these things that pushes us down, criticisms and all that. Now if you see his story, it is a real story. He built 9,000 plus bulbs before he got success. So every time he built a bulb, because his goal was, I want to build a bulb which will glow and give light. This was his goal. So he went step by step, but he, in fact, in his village, people thought he was mad. They stopped talking to him because it was like he was going on doing it again and again until he himself was satisfied, and then he achieved the first bulb for the 10,000th bulb. So before that, he had 9,999 failures. So, like you said, there will be setback. Like you talk about any field. Like I told you one example here. You can take about the Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary, who climbed Everest. Before them, there were thousands of people who tried, and these two were also amongst them. Now, once they failed, people failed before them, they themselves failed. But the time when they conquered Everest, they became the first pair to go on Mount Everest. After that, if you see, there are thousands of people who have climbed. So, what you said is life is a journey. Like goals are a journey. It is not that you could not achieve one thing or two things or something bad happened. You can have personal setbacks, you can have professional setbacks. But if you have the goals like Thomas Edison or like Edmund Hillary and Norgay, Tenzing Norgay, to reach your goal, it may be far away, but you have to keep trying and trying and trying. There is no other way but keep trying.
I like this example of Thomas Alva Edison because glorious personality. So he never thought he failed. He thought that he is experimenting. So one step more towards the success. The basic philosophy here, there is no concept of failure here. But I think we have to rise above this concept of failure in life. There is nothing. There are only lessons. We learn and move on. So, but we should not be bogged down or we should be dragged down by this concept of failure. It's very important in our society somehow that the societal pressure, the neighbors or your own circle, let us they pull us down, saying that they cite only these examples, so-called failures. There are no failures. Beautifully put, as you said, Edison. How many patents he has? enormous number of patents. His life has been an experimenter, a scientist of great quality. So we should learn a lot from him. This is one example, and I like the example of Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. We had the great fortune of listening to Edmund Hillary many years back. He was Indian High Commissioner of New Zealand in India. So he came to Mussoorie, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, the IAS Training Academy. So we could meet him. He was a fantastic motivational talk he gave. So I just got reminded of that.
We need to have mentors in our lives. Now, if you have heard the story of Ekalavya, if you have heard the story of Ekalavya, it is from a mythological tales, right? Or from our country itself. So he built the statue of his mentor in his house, uh, and he practiced in front of the statue. And he got so much of mastery out of it that in a competition he became the winner. And the master statue who he built, that master noticed him and asked him that who is your teacher. And he said that his master's name in front of him. And he said, do you know him? He said, no, I am that person you're talking about. So why I'm linking this is that you see, when I want to learn something, when I want to improve, when I want to become something, so I will find those people. So that is why I said about the goals. So it is not impossible, to surround yourself with positive people, ignore the negative talks, and go to those people, follow those people whom you feel that they are going to help you in your path of success.
It's a journey. Each day, each step, what we do towards that ambition or whatever we would like to achieve. So, how do you think about it? Personally, I think that it's a process. So each day, each step is important towards it, but there will be ups and downs. It won't be a smooth ride. So there will be setbacks. Definitely, we should accept that.
Why to persist? Why to persist behind something? That is the question. Now, because as you said that if I have a goal which is long term, and if I find that there are obstacles, there are pitfalls, and I'm struggling, I'm stressed, I could not achieve something, then I'm demotivated. That's natural thing happens. So persistence is what is the key in this situation. Again, I would like to cite an example of Abraham Lincoln, because these are the people from whom we learn many things. Now, if you see Abraham Lincoln, he became the president, one of the greatest statesmen of the world, and in fact, one of the finest president of the United States of America. So if you see his example, he never thought that he will become a president, but his first thought that he want to become a businessman. So in a very early age he started business. He failed in his business. Then once he failed, he thought that okay, I am not good at business. Naturally, for any young man that will happen. Then he tried to stand in a small time election in his locality. He failed there also. In his mid age, when he reached his 20s, he somebody passed away very close to him. Then that was a setback, personal setback. Then again he started a business. Again he failed. Then, but next time when he stood for an election, he stood for a bigger election. Then he got again failure. So this way he carried on. Again in his 40s he tried a business. He failed. Numerous times he failed, and you will not believe the only time he succeeded was when, imagine his willpower. He in his so many failures, personal, professional, as well as his electoral failure, he at the age of 49, the only election he won was the election of the president of the United States.
Great example, in fact. Abraham Lincoln's story, I think if you say conventionally, we can always say that he failed and failed and failed. In fact, it was all written. His biography, if we see, it's a failure written in the conventional sense. But he has achieved the ultimate position, President of United States of America. The turmoil the society was going through at that time, racial discrimination he fought against. He is a great statesman, as you mentioned. So, fantastic example you gave, Mr. Sudip. Excellent. Now, let us talk about this. People say that to have gratitude. Let us talk about this. Saying that be grateful for what we have. How important is this? Like to practice gratitude. Each day we take out some time and reflect on what we are thankful for.
Sir, this is a very important point, and I personally feel that this is one very important point in the long term because uh, if my success gets to my head, suppose I'm successful, say a cricketer, like you have heard of Vinod Kamli, right? The difference between Vinod Kamli and Sachin Tendulkar. Just go back to time, in time and just see that, in fact, their coach used to say that Kamli was a better batsman and a better player, and he had more hopes on Kamli. And in fact, Kamli also played in that way in the first few matches, in West Indies, if you see those days. But it is Sachin who became the greatest batsman of all time. And today, if you see the news channels, it's sad to say, but Kamli is not anywhere near Sachin. The reason I feel I studied this case is the gratitude. Uh, because Sachin, till date, he has given all his credit to his mentor, his teachers who has taught him, uh, in his coaches and everything. And in his behavior also, you will see that there is gratitude.
How do we motivate ourselves day in day out? Like the jobs are like that, the hectic world. We just run for our work, come back home tired. There are pressures in office, pressures outside. So the world is definitely, it looks like a pressure cooker. So in this situation, how do we motivate ourselves?
Yes, so thank you for your question. It is a very relevant question in today's times that we live in, the 9 to 6 jobs and travel to the office and also taking care and balancing life. So it's a very pertinent question. So how I look at it or how I would decode this issue is that I would call this as happiness index. So I would introduce this concept saying that happiness index, what is this happiness index? Is when I make myself, my mindset positive and my attitude positive. Like you said, there are challenges, there are stresses, there are day-to-day jobs, the demands, etc. So if I don't have a goal, suppose I have a goal and suppose I don't have a goal, there are two scenarios. So in scenario one, I have a goal. So what is this goal? Now, we have this concept of SMART goal, like specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So it is easy to define, but very difficult to set. So if I have a goal in my mind that I want to do this in my life, right? Not only materialistic goals, like when you talk about a job, it is not about just earning a salary or going to office every day. It is about what I'm learning, what are those interactions making me from people, the situation. Like in corporate scenario, we have the situation judgmental test. So a person who has faced the situation, who has been in the situation, and overcome certain challenges, he will be in a better situation in his life to pass that test whenever he faces it. So, when I talk about the happiness index, I want to link it with this situation and learning from my day to day work and the goals that I have. So, personally, if I'm happy, when I go out, I mix with somebody. I cannot give out happiness or positive energy unless I am myself positive. And what happens is, I need to have positive people around me, and so that I don't get negative talks, and not only from outside and from inside. So I will build that positive energy in myself. That is called the happiness index. So when I'm happy, when I interact with you, I will give you happiness. So it is an exchange, and so on, it will pass on, and this will create a happiness in the office itself. So, and I can be a starting point.
Excellent. You mentioned about surrounding ourselves with positive people, because in our workplace or where in our offices, wherever we come across a lot of people, there are different sets of people who help us, who encourage us. There are also people who may discourage us, who may pull us down. So we have both sets of people. Very important. You mentioned that better to spend more time with positive people who understand our goals, support us. It doesn't mean that blindly supporting us, but they will also give us constructive suggestions. The criticism also should be constructive so that we can proceed further in our goal setting, isn't it? Two words come into my mind. One is progress, which is very important, and some people are also obsessed with perfection. So to be perfect is very good. That sounds well, but we should also look at progress, isn't it? So each step, each step we take towards our goal also is important. While we improve ourselves, we should also celebrate, as we say, celebrate small wins along the way. We have to motivate ourselves. We should lift us up, because you have to motivate yourself, because there may not be many people who will motivate you. It's after all your life and your journey.
I asked the same question to my trainer at that time who was training us, that sir, what is the difference between the drive for excellence and perfection? So he said that in drive for excellence to do the best that we can, but we don't try to perfect something that is not what is practically possible. So like in a smart goal also, you see the SMART, that is a realistic. Now if I my goals are not realistic, it is impractical, I myself will be demotivated by not being able to achieve it. So if I try to do something that is perfect, that is not possible, then I will myself get stressed that I am not good or I cannot achieve. It is the drive for excellence, which I think is the best way to look at it.
Thank you, Mr. Sudeep. One last point I would like to talk about is, some people say that we should start our day, each day, with some sort of positive affirmation, or you call it, some people call it mantra. It's like simple saying that I am capable of doing this. Today I will focus on my goals and I will be motivated to achieve whatever I have set out. So is it helpful?
Yes, sir. It is helpful in the morning as well as in the evening, both times, because if you just get up from your sleep and just think, just focus back, just close your eyes and just think of the day, how it will go, what is the happening of the hour, how your life is moving, what are your thought processes, what are your goals, and then you get ready and you go out. It helps you to link the chain and move in the right direction and not lose the focus. So that you can do in the morning, and you can also do in the evening during your evening walk or something, when you come back or just going to sleep. You can just calm down, think of all these things, and this way it will help you to link the thoughts and move in the right process.
Thank you, Mr. Sudeep. Anything you want to add?
Yes, sir. I just want to add that concept of what I said about the happiness index. I would like to conclude with that it is very important in today's time. Like every organization, every place, every home, I would say I really dream of a day that every person should follow happiness index, because in times to come, in tomorrow's world, it is the happiness index that will drive all the parameters. So even if I have money, or if I have a good job, if I am well educated, or if I have a great family, but I'm not happy, then everything doesn't work out. So, positive attitude, motivation, positive thinking, and happiness index. No matter what you are doing, whichever job you are, who you are, you should feel how you are going to feel happy and make another person happy. That I think is what I want to add at the end.
Mr. Sudeep, countries are now going towards happiness index. So a country cannot achieve happiness without the individuals or the citizens or the persons practicing it. Well said. Thank you, Mr. Sudeep, for sparing your time and sharing your thoughts. It will be extremely useful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and have a great day and great seeing you again. And be well, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.